Are you registered to vote? Find out how at vote411.org. Don't miss the deadline. Every state is different. Plan to vote on November 3rd or by your state's deadline if you're voting by mail. Vote. Make it count. Go to vote411.org.
Well, there's a study saying that 68% of all adults are admitting that the presidential election is a significant stressor for them. And that same study is up 16 points from 2016. It's a significant problem in this country, and so we bring in one of our favorite guests, Lee Richardson from the Brain Performance Center. Lee, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You know, I'm sure some people are hearing this and they're like, stressor? Why would the presidential election be a stressor? Those people just need to grow up. But to a lot of people, this is very important to them, and it really hits them deeply, and they don't react very well to it.
Well, John, you're right. You know, this election has taken on more of a personal values, I think, than any other election has. And there's so many major issues. We're worried about health insurance, job recovery, that I think 2020 has been a very challenging year for every person. And I think most of us are still stuck in that fight or flight mode. So everything is more emphasized. It's more intense.
So let's talk to the people where it's intense for them. How would you try to help them through this time? Put things in perspective, because nobody wants to be significantly stressed about anything in their life, including the election. How would you help them with that?
Well, I think the first thing that we have to do is accept that life is different. It's stressful right now. And stress is not the same for everybody. And we don't experience stress in the same way. But, you know, so many people don't want to accept it. And they, instead of resisting or fighting, redirect and apply that energy in other areas that are more important to you. Learn a new skill. YouTube has so much to offer. Pay attention. Be mindful, intentional. You know, so many people are working from home now. You have to set a work-life balance, and that takes intention. And I think we can all spend some time on self-management. Ask yourself, we're going through this stressful time. What can I learn from this? And I think if you ask that question, you'll become more self-aware of your values and what you're grateful for.
You know, I just absolutely love that. And then what about after the election? Because there are going to be half of North Texans happy, and there are going to be half of North Texans that are going to be not happy with the outcome, at least on the presidential side. How does somebody deal with that and put it in perspective?
Well, I think we all have to remember it takes about 90 seconds for the limbic system in our brain to perceive what's going on and for the brain to react and for you to respond. Stop, look, and listen before you have an emotional reaction that could have consequences. People know what your thoughts are. People know who you wanted to win. So be careful about what you say, you know, but people will forget what you say and people will forget what you do, but people will never forget how you make them feel. So be kind to people during this time. You know, if you can make somebody else feel good, that's a win-win strategy.